Another queer news update for you, ladies and gentlemen. Queer news update. And this is coming on the heels of this debacle yesterday in the House. The Democrats all up in arms screaming because of Ron DeSantis' parental rights bill in Florida. So I guess they're trying to pass a similar bill in Congress or in the House. And it was so funny to watch these people melt down because AOC's up there, Hakeem Jeffries. Now, Hakeem Jeffries is holding up a book called Melissa, which is about some kid transitioning. Well, I think that these books should not be in schools for people of a certain age. You want to put this in high school, maybe college, okay. But elementary school, no, hands off. Middle school, hands off. So Walt Disney World is planning to host the world's largest LGBTQ to the third degree of N conference. Now, this is going to happen in September. Article here at Fox News. Story by Kendall Teets, this came out today. Says here, Walt Disney World will host the world's largest LGBTQ to the third degree of N conference in September and again in 2024, decision which was made in 2019 amid criticism from Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who's taken aim at the company in recent months for its political standing. Now, yesterday, on the House floor, Hakeem Jeffries is not only showing this book, Melissa, but 1984. 1984. Saying that conservatives, Republicans, want to ban the book 1984. And yet he doesn't get the irony. You're holding up a book called Melissa. You're holding up 1984. And 1984 is all about the government controlling the people. Getting back to the article, Disney will host the annual Out and Equal Workplace Summit, which is described as the largest LGBTQ to the third degree of N conference in the world, with more than 5,000 attendees. Now, I'm gay myself, but I have a real problem with this because you don't need a world conference when you're going to include HR, DEI, companies like Google, the CIA. The CIA. What the hell does the CIA have to do with LGBTQ rights? Quote, over more than 20 years, Summit has grown to be the preferred place to network and share strategies that create inclusive workplaces where everyone belongs and where LGBTQ to the third degree of employees can be out and thrive out in equal states on its website. How about leaving your politics, your sexual identity at the door when you go to work? How about just going to work, doing a job, earning a paycheck, and going home? How about that? And you should see this photo here. This is funny. So they've got all these activists, these LGBTQ activists, and it looks like the biggest group of sad saps and misfits you've ever seen. Would you really date any of these people? I mean, seriously. The summit is sponsored and attended by companies like Apple, Walmart, Amazon, McDonald's, Uber, Hilton, Boeing, Pfizer, and Google. Everybody's gay now. Everybody's gay. Or gender fluid, transgender. Several government agencies, including the State Department, the CIA, and FDA, are also listed as partners. Last year's conference was held in Vegas and featured speakers who advocated on behalf of transgender youth, providing information on how best to navigate anti-LGBTQ state-level bills according to the summit's 2022 report. How to best navigate anti-LGBTQ state-level bills. Well, guess what? In the United States, the states have the power. If the state of Florida, if its legislator or legislators decide to pass a bill not allowing certain materials to be taught in its schools, it has every right to do so under the Constitution because states are still sovereign and independent as they were in 1776, as they were in 1860 and 1861 on the eve of the Civil War. A spokesperson for Out and Equal said the organization has, quote, a long-standing relationship with Walt Disney World, and the summit was held there previously in 2002, 2009, and 2016. Quote, an agreement signed in 2019 to return to the resort in 2021-24 had to be adjusted because of the pandemic, Michael Chamberlain said, Out and Equal's chief marketing officer, who spoke with Fox News Digital. Quote, we look forward to hosting our annual forum focused on LGBTQ+++ to the third degree of N, workplace inclusion in Florida, and through the hybrid nature of the event format globally this and next year. DeSantis has been embroiled in conflict with the company for the past year with the firestorm, first erupting when he passed Florida's parental rights in education legislation, which again he had every right to do as governor of Florida. Critics dubbed it the, quote, don't say gay bill, but the law actually prohibits any discussion of sexual orientation or gender identity in classrooms before fourth grade. As it should. As it should. How young do you want to go with this? With drag queen story hour? Seriously, how young do you want to go? Now, I was watching Ben Shapiro today, and here on YouTube, every day he posts something here on YouTube, Daily Wire, and he showed these clips from the show called Jazz or something, and this poor kid, parents tried to transgender this kid at 6 years old. Well, now this kid is literally years old, okay, and they gained 100 pounds like in the past 2 years, and they're all screwed up mentally, physically. How about letting kids be kids? As I said, you want to teach this, let's say in high school, college, okay, fine. But I'm sorry, teaching transgenderism to people in elementary school is not appropriate. AOC, Hakeem Jeffries. When Disney officials did not publicly take a stance against the legislation, some employees marched out of the company's California headquarters in protest, urging executives to join other corporations who had publicly condemned DeSantis for signing the bill into law. Quote, our goal as a company is for this law to be repealed by the legislature or struck down in the courts, Disney published a statement following its passage. DeSantis later made the decision to dissolve the company's special jurisdiction, called the Reedy Creek Improvement District, signing a bill in February that ended decades of autonomy and special protections enjoyed by the company. He also appointed a 5-member board to monitor government services at the Disney District near Orlando. So, story at Fox News, Walt Disney World is going to host the world's largest LGBTQ+++ to the third degree of N summit later this year in September. They give out one planned in 2024. But states should be deciding. What parents should be deciding, along with the state legislator, deciding what's best to be taught in their schools. This debate over allowing LGBTQ studies in school shouldn't have even reached the House floor. This is not a central government issue, a federal issue. This is a state and local issue. Let the states handle it. Let the chips fall where they may. Get back to your roots as Americans. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. You can also follow me on Instagram, #JasonComposes, because I write music in my spare time. Or you can find me at Twitter, Culture Confederacy, at CultureConfed1 on Twitter. This is the Culture Confederacy saying, peace out, stay safe, everybody. God bless this thing we call the United States. And you know how we do it here. This is where the past crashes with the present. I'll catch you next time. Y'all have a great weekend.